Hi, 8th grade, and welcome to Thursday's math lesson. Today is lesson 7-4, day 2. So we're still going to be working on multiplying powers and specifically raising powers to powers. It's on page 433 of your book. Today we're going to be doing problem 3. Our gotta check is going to be on page 435, number 3C. So follow along with us there. And then your homework is going to be page 437, numbers 22 to 31. And your bell ringer plus 3 sentences today is page 438, number 86. All right, let's get started. So yesterday, we worked mostly with raising powers to powers, but today we're going to simplify a product raised to a power, and more importantly, a product involving a coefficients or multiple variables. So let's take a look at an example, okay? So I'm going to take a look today at, this is going to be problem number 3. And what I'm going to see here is they're going to give me a square. So they're telling me that it's a square. For those of you who remember geometry, we know that it's a square if all sides are equal and if all corners are right angles. Okay? And they tell me that one side of the square is 5x to the third power. And what they'd like to know is, what is the area of the square? So what is the area of the square? Okay, so first let's do a little geometry remembrance. So our area formula is length times width, or in the case of a square, it's whatever our side is squared. So in this case, one side is 5x to the third. So we're going to take our 5x to the third and we are going to square this whole thing, okay? Now, here's where things get interesting, okay? Most people know that they have to do something with the multiplication here because this is x to the third power and it's squared, so it's raised to the second. So we have to multiply exponents and this becomes x to the sixth power. But a lot of people aren't sure what to do with this 5. And frankly, we have to square this 5 as well. Because remember, this 5 or this coefficient is the same as 5 to the first power. So I have to square everything in this whole parentheses and I have to multiply by 2. So if this is 5 to the first power, 1 times 2 is 2. So this would be 5 squared. Okay, now to a mathematician, this looks awful because 5 squared, well, I can do 5 squared. 5 squared is 5 times 5, and that is 25. So I would simplify this to be 25x to the sixth power. Okay, it's just a little bit easier way of doing this without having to write out 5x to the third times 5x to the third twice. Okay, all right, cool. We're going to try our gotta check, and our gotta check is 3C. Go ahead and pause the video and come back when you're ready. All right, let's try the gotta check. So the gotta check is on page 435, and we are doing 3C. So 3C asked us to take a look at 3g to the fourth power, and we're going to raise that to the negative 2. Okay, so let's get to work, okay? First of all, I'm going to remember that this 3 is actually 3 to the first power. So now I can do my multiplication. So 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. So I have 3 to the negative 2 power. And then for my g's, I have 4 times negative 2. And 4 times negative 2 gives me negative 8. So now I have g to the negative 8th power. Oh, this looks awful. Mathematician is not going to like this. So before I simplify, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these negative exponents because they look awful. So as a mathematician, I need to make the fraction and kick them to the basement. So 3 to the negative 2 is going to become 3 squared in the basement, and our g is going to become g to the 8th in the basement. Now I can officially simplify. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, and that is 9. So my final answer is 1 over 9 g to the 8th. All right, I hope this went well today. Remember, your homework for tonight is page 437, numbers 22 to 31, and your bell ringer in 3 sentences is on page 438, number 86. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow.